Hello, good morning, everyone. This is the Sick of This Show. I am Nick Paro. Welcome to today's episode. We are streaming on Substack, YouTube, and Twitch for the first time today here on the Sick of This Show. And today's episode is Please Tread on Me, Daddy, because I'm fucking tired of Donald Trump. I'm tired of the performative patriotism, the eagle jizz that is getting spewed fucking everywhere all the time. And it's relentless, it's gross. And you know what? I'm done. I'm done. The fucking White House decided to be torn down. Sorry, let me start again on that. The president, whatever he wants to be, dictator, dickhead, decided to tear down the entire east wing of the White House without any authorization, which is a felony to do. Like, willfully doing what just happened is a felony for everyone involved, which means if you're currently not the president, because the president currently has some fake immunity that was made up out of nowhere and is just fucking horseshit and garbage, is everyone else, guess what? You can be prosecuted on a state level. And you cannot be pardoned by a president for state level prosecutions. So if you live in a area, say near DC, and I understand DC residents don't have a governor, but if you live in a place, in case you missed, what happened is the president has torn down almost the entirety of the East Wing to build a ballroom, to build a palace. I believe, and I think my friend Lawrence Winterman is right, or I think it was Lawrence who said it, is that the next step in this isn't to just build a ballroom, it's to tear the whole White House down and build it into a palace. And the US does not have palace. Oh, it was Joe Walsh who said it. He put a note out on it this morning, was the US doesn't have palaces because we don't have kings. We've never had a king. We revolted against a king. We don't have palaces in the US. We may have big mansions, we have manors, we have things like that. We have architectural monuments. And the White House is a historic monument that requires permitting, permission, and congressional approval to change before anything can happen to the White House. And there was no congressional approval on this. They just said, we can do it, so we're going to. If Mike Johnson is going to refuse to do his duty, at this point, he's acting as though he has abdicated his role as either or both the. Sorry, my dogs are going off on something. Hey, it's cool, man. Hey, you're good. Okay, give me a second. Let me let my dog out of my office. So all the dogs can bark. We had somebody come in the house. So our dogs went off. Anyway, is Mike Johnson has basically abdicated his role as Speaker of the House, and Democrats need to start fucking treating it that way. And there's really only 9 Republicans. Oh yeah, my dogs are always pissed at Trump. They're anti-fascist as fuck. If like my dogs are anti-fascism dogs. Like, I believe in anti-fascism here, because I am pro constitutional order and democracy, and those are inherently anti-fascist. I am a veteran of the U.S. Army, which means I'm also anti-fascist. We won a world war specifically about it, and we have been anti-fascist ever since. Like, that is US policy. The first US president to have a pro-fascist policy is Donald Trump. Um, so there's the difference is anti-fascism means pro-constitutional democracy. Pro-fascism means anti-constitutional. So fuck him. Um, anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As we keep coming on in, we'll keep reintroducing the topic. Is we had the East Wing of the White House get torn down by our cult leader Donald Trump without permission or congressional approval, and everybody should be pissed off. Like, everybody should be pissed the fuck off about this because it's about um, it's about what he's actually doing. Like, he's trying to get away with it in real time. Like, he's looking to get away with destroying the White House and rebuilding it without approval and without recourse in real time. So I'm going to show y'all some pictures from my good friend and colleague Shane Urich from the Firebrand Project. And I'm going to bump his channel here for him for free because I love Shane. Go follow Shane. He's an incredible guy. The work he does is fantastic. And I'm going to put up one of his articles here, and then I will make sure that it is also linked to. But give me a second. I'm going to share the screen here. So Trump is demolishing the White House, like in real time. He's demolishing the White House. And how do we fight back? We scream and fucking yell about it. Like, this is what is happening at the White House. This was like a day ago, 2 days ago now. Even more is gone. If you're not fucking outraged by the fact that the White House is just being torn down piece by piece, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I get it. It's a building. But it's what the building represents. It's what it represents in a law and order society, in a constitutional society where there are laws and we have rules. And if you want to exist in this society, you need to follow the fucking rules. And when you break the rules, you have to be held accountable for your actions. There's an accountability agenda that is coming out of this. You want to know how we fucking fight back and we hold people accountable? Is we do it in real time, is we do what Shane Urich did. This is why I'm putting his stuff on the screen right now, and I'm going to show a screen. Sorry, I'm going to update a link. I have Task Force Butler on there for a moment, but I'm going to change it to Trump is destroying. Trump destroying. There we go. I'm going to update the one that's shown on the screen is destroying White House. I'll move it over to the right so it's easier to see. That's the QR code for this article that's on the screen. I'll drop also the article link in Substack chat, so folks on Substack who are with me, who are live chatting, can join in and see, other than it just being on the screen showing. So let's keep going. I'm having a hard time like moving on from this picture. This company, without congressional fucking approval, without public discourse and comment, with the president and his team boldly lying and saying, we will not touch any existing structure to build the new ballroom. Well, first, you tore out the rose garden to build a patio with orange penis looking umbrellas on top of it. You tore out the fucking rose garden, a national treasure and a beautiful site. You talk about beauty, you talk about legacy and history and honoring the past and being a traditionalist for the US. Well, the Rose Garden is part of that tradition. The Rose Garden is part of that tradition, and you flattened it for a fucking concrete patio. And now you're tearing down the White House, tearing down the literal building itself. Okay, there was a question in the chat. Didn't President Bush's home, VP's home, did President Bush's and uh, VP Mike Pence's home both get their houses searched for all files? Also, um, what relevance does that have to this part of the conversation yet? Um, we haven't gotten to anything about the fact that the Department of Justice is basically turning into, or our Treasury is basically turning into Trump's piggy bank. We're not there yet. We're staring at a picture of the White House. We're staring at a picture of the East Wing of the White House, which is where the FLOTUS, the First Lady, typically does her business, typically runs what the First Lady or the First Gentleman or the first person would do. They would do their business out of here. Every other First Lady has done business out of the East Wing. That's where their office was. That's where they ran the initiatives that they were doing. That's where they coordinated efforts. This is just about Trump destroying the White House because he wants a palace. Donald Trump wants a fucking palace. And his wet dream is to have a fucking palace that looks kind of maybe like the Kremlin. Maybe a bit like the Kremlin. The inside pictures of that ballroom show very, very, very Kremlin-like visuals. Like he's basing it off Kremlin, he's basing it off Nazi Germany and what Hitler did. They built a big ass fucking ballroom too. They built a huge ass ballroom during the Nazis. It's our let them eat cake moment. Like they're literally tearing down the people's house without any approval. No approval. They just did it. This is the thing with fascists. This is the thing with bullies like this. This is the thing. I'm not being condescending to your question, man. You asked a really irrelevant question at the beginning of this conversation. Hold it till when we get to parts of the convo, man. Like that's all. I'm sorry it sounded condescending, but it kind of was, and that was rude of me. But I'm also pissed the fuck off right now, and we can focus on this and just exclusively on this without going into the any other parts. Like this is about the fact that they are violating multiple federal laws and just destroying the White House because they can, because Congress isn't doing anything, because Congress has abdicated their roles, because the Republicans have gone home and gone on a permanent vacation with permanent health care. Okay, whatever, man. Like the Republicans are on a permanent vacation right now. The entire East Wing of the White House is gone. Democratic legislators need to start acting like Republicans have abdicated their roles as representatives and senators if they are not working. If you have worked less than half of the days in a month, like minimum, then at this point, like Congress has worked what, like 12 days in the last 90, maybe less than 2 weeks in the last 3 months, basically. They're getting paid on our dollar for permanent vacations. And that's good. I'm glad Normeisen and the Contrarians are filing lawsuits because it should have been done yesterday. Like it should have been done when the thing started. being torn down. I'm glad they're doing it, but like the second it started, somebody should have already had a pre built lawsuit for this type of thing. Like this entire activity could have previously been stopped or filed or ready to go. Like we have legal minds that know how to do these things and how to have these things like pre pre-done, formatted, pre-formatted files and like thought of these ideas. The thing with Donald Trump is if it's the dumbest and craziest thing to do, it's Occam's razor, but it's Trump's razor. It's the dumbest thing that can possibly be done, and he's going to do it. So fucking have lawsuits pre-prepared for the dumbest thing you can possibly imagine that he might do. And the second he does it, file it. File it to stop, put an injunction in place, stop them from tearing down the White House because we know that's the next step is he's going to tear the whole fucking building down to build a palace. Like if you're not mad about that, there's a problem. There's a fucking problem. If you're okay with the White House being torn down, there's a problem. And it's going to be our taxpayer dollars that are being used to do it. It already is. Who's paying the construction company to tear the White House down? It's our taxpayer dollars are going to that construction company. So how are we going to stop this and help this other than just talk about it and tell people about it and spread the news about it is we're going to do what Shane does. And Shane talked about is we're going to first go over the facts of what's being broken, of what laws and violations are going on. National Capital Planning Commission, the National Capital Planning Commission Act of 1952 created the NCPC as the central federal planning agency for development and redevelopment in the capital. The administration is proceeding without the NCPC's approval, claiming the commission's authority only covers new construction, not demolition or site preparation. The White House is designated a National Historic Landmark. The National Historic Preservation Act of 1966, NHPA, requires any federal agency to complete a Section 106 review before taking any action that could affect a historic property. Commission of Fine Arts. The Shipstead-Lucy Act gives the CFA statutory authority to review and approve plans for any project that abuts the White House grounds. This law specifically covers alterations, which legal experts argue includes the current partial demolition. So here's what you can do. Ring the phone number of the fucking company that is doing this. Ring the phone number, call them. Go call Clark Construction. Email them, get in their ticketing system, fill up their mailbox if they're not already filled. If they're not already filled, fill the mailbox. Like, go call Clark Construction. And if you are a business or a business owner or another company that may work with Clark Construction, it is entirely okay for you to not do business with them. In fact, I highly encourage you not to use Clark Construction because they are actively tearing down the White House and violating multiple federal laws, and they should be treated as illegal acts and they should be sued out of existence. Clark Construction, you should no longer have any customers and you should be sued out of existence. Not sorry. Not sorry to say that because you are destroying the White House without approval, violating multiple federal laws. It's fucking horseshit. Get the fuck out and leave the White House alone. Democratic legislators should be demanding that Republicans get back in the fucking building and do something because they have abdicated their roles. And if they refuse to come and do the work that they're supposed to be doing as legislators, then they should be unseated. And they should be treated as such. Stop giving in to this idea that people can't do anything. It takes 9 Republicans to unseat the current Speaker of the House. It takes less of them to just switch parties. You can do that if you allow the Democratic Party to be the majority party in the House of Representatives. They would have to swear in a new Speaker of the House, and the House would open back up for building or for its work. The People's House, our house, the House of Representatives is our house. They are supposed to represent us, all of us. They want to treat it like a business too. Well, businesses and shareholders have shareholders. We are a publicly traded business, which would be the US government. The shareholders are the people. And when the people finally say enough, there is nothing they can do to stop the fact that we vote them out, and we don't have to wait to vote them out for a year. We don't have to. This idea that we have to wait, that voting has to happen only on this fucking one day of a year, only in November or only on these other days. There's special elections all the fucking time in the US. You want to have a vote? Go fucking file a petition and vote on it. Force them to vote. Force a special election, because if enough people in your state decide we don't want this, that representative can be removed. If you're in California and you don't think your elected representative, say a Republican currently, is doing their job, contact your local Republican Party, make an outpouring of noise, and file a state petition to vote them out immediately, because they have abdicated their roles. Sue and file a petition to vote them out, because they have abdicated their role as a representative. If they're not doing their job, we as the people of California, the people of New York, the people of Arkansas, the people of Oklahoma, the people of Texas, the people have the power to file lawsuits that say, you are not representing us. We are being taxed without representation. You have stopped representing us. You are purposely not doing your job, which means you leave. So they want to treat it like a business. So in a business, if someone actively does not do their job, what happens? They get fired immediately. They don't get to sit in for another year because they just happen to have a contract. If you're in a right to work state and you're a representative in a right to work state, you only have the right to work as our representative until we fucking say no. Like, you gave us that power. You gave the people the power to file lawsuits in right to work states, because you only have the right to work as long as your employer says you are allowed to be there. And the employer of a public servant is the people they serve. So if you, say, live in Arkansas, like I do, we could possibly, if there was enough support in, say, my county or my representative or congressional district for my representative, who is Steve Womack. If we got enough support in our county and our district itself to force a recall election, because the shareholders, the stakeholders in our district believe that you are not doing your job and the right you have to work has ended because you have abdicated your role, then we should be able to remove them and vote somebody in new immediately. So it's hard to file citizen petitions in some areas. It is easy to file lawsuits, though, and you can sue somebody out of their role, and judges have to rule on it. The people of Arkansas, the people of Missouri, the people of Oklahoma, the people of Illinois, The people of red states, if you're fed up with your Republican representatives, we can start doing something and do a call to action, which is fucking get them out. So just like Shane says here, Shane Yerick's article says here from the Firebrand Project, time to ring their phones so much they shut them down. And guess what? Representatives are not allowed to shut their phones down. That's fucking illegal as fuck. That's a great way to get your ass fired. So call your representatives too. Call your county commissioners. Call your state parties. Um, Maybe for Trump, that's an interesting question. We might be able to get back to that, or we'll get back to that. That's an interesting question. Um, I was always taught and I was always raised and believed the idea that citizens have the final say in what is truly happening in the Constitution, because citizens are the highest rank of person. Voter is the highest rank of civil service or public servant in this country. If you vote in the US, you are outranking the people you are voting in. They are your public servants. They serve you. And if they want to be treated like a business in right to work states, if you're not doing your job, you do not have the right to work in your job. If you are actively choosing to not do your job and you just want a free vacation and free healthcare and free pay for the rest of your life and your family and be taken care of because you think you were due it or owed it or some bullshit, you're not. You're a public servant. And I love the fact that Norm Eisen and groups like Crew with Mark Elias are suing, but we need more. The Midas Touch, I'm calling out for the Midas Touch now to do more. I'm asking that the Midas Touch do more than what they're doing right now, because they're not doing enough. Not that I publicly see. I think the Midas Touch is a great network. I pay for, or they're doing a lot of great things. And they have an incredible group of minds. They have a lot of people who are lawyers. Like the entire network is built by lawyers. Why are you guys not filing suits every day for every action that is being done? I don't need you guys just to report on it. I need you guys to fucking talk about it and then do something. Like, you guys have the power and the money. We pay you to do it. We literally pay you guys with our dollars to fucking sue these people and represent us when we can't have that power, because you guys do. You have incredible legal minds. Ben Mycelis, you're a lawyer. Michael Popak, you're a lawyer. Katie Fang's a lawyer. She's an incredible one. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we not, why did they not have a war room or something behind the scenes that I thought you guys were doing? That's what I thought we were paying you guys to do, was to help coordinate and organize and get a new message out for us. Not just build a media platform, but build an actual platform that does the work that we need to be done. We need to have done. Like, come on, Midas, you guys have millions of dollars now. You have millions of viewers. Go fucking sue this administration. Stop being afraid to use our power. Use yours. Use your power to fucking sue this administration into the dust. They do it to us on frivolous things. They're literally flagrantly violating the law every single day. You have the suits basically prepared. You should have the suits prepared. It's time for you guys to file them. File suits on behalf of an entire class of people called the American people. Create a American people class. Find a way to get us certified as a class of people so that we the American people have a mechanism through the Midas Touch. If you guys are lawyers and can do it, or groups like Crew, or groups like the Contrarians, if you all legal minds would just use the money to all do it, all of it, all of it, all the time, sue them into oblivion, hold them accountable in real time. Like, why are we hesitating, Midas Touch? Why are you hesitating? Be bold, be brave, say no now. Do not obey at all. Olga Lautman says it, like from On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder. I'll promote his book. Great book. Read it. It says, do not obey in advance. That's lesson 1. Do not obey in advance. Olga Lautman says, do not obey at all to tyrannical leaders and authoritarians. Don't obey. Don't fucking just obey them. Sue them. They sued us for frivolous things. Sue them for the real things. Like, how did we not have suits prepared for a possible demolition of the White House? We knew the ballroom was being built. Like, and yet we didn't have suits prepared on day one, immediately going, shut it down. And they didn't shut it down. They destroyed the entire East Wing. What the fuck are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Like, seriously, we give you guys all this money to file these lawsuits on our behalf because that's what we wanted from you guys. We wanted that. And you're what, not going to do it? You're not going to do it? Why? Do it. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Come on, legal minds at Midas Touch. Pull the fucking trigger, guys. And if you're not, I'm going to stop supporting you. I have money that I can use elsewhere then. Because it's not a good use of my money if you're not going to actually do the things you said you were going to do. Uphold your promise. Do not become the fucking Democratic Party. Don't become the current Democratic Party, Midas Touch. Like, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. What are you guys doing? Please. We're asking you to do this as the Midas Mighty. That's what you said you could do. You have legal minds. Use them. There are people who can still podcast. You guys don't have to be the ones. You don't always have to be the ones on the show. It doesn't have to be about you on the screen. Do it behind the scenes. Put fucking teeth behind what you're saying. You have the legal minds. Use them. Pull the damn trigger. Like, just go. File the lawsuits. Stop obeying. Stop giving in. Stop becoming the fucking corporate Democratic Party. That's not what we want. I want people who are going to say all the things that you guys are saying and then do it and then fucking act. I don't want more propaganda. I don't want more hype. I want more fucking action. Like, that's how we're supposed to be helping, is giving our money and using it to support larger networks and things that are actively helping the community, but yet you're not doing it. You're pocketing it or doing something else. I don't know. But what you're not doing is showing us as the American people and as the Midas Mighty and friends of the Midas Touch, you're not showing us that our money is worth it. I can use my money elsewhere then. If you're not going to do that, if you're not going to file the lawsuits, we will find people who will. Like, I thought that's what we were building, was a network of legal minds on the top end that could do the things that we can't as individual citizens, because you guys know the law in ways we don't. I'm just a dude in Arkansas who's fucking pissed. And I write poetry and I get mad and I have fun interviews with people and I'm pissed. And I'm a parent, I'm concerned. And I support networks when I can and where I can and on a limited budget, because I'm on a fixed income. And you guys who are in the audience who help me and help support me with paid memberships and paid subscriptions, that's how my family gets forward. Like, please help support me with paid memberships if you can. I have a Kofi link on the screen. I do both tips and membership through it. I'm putting together some membership packages. I have one which is $10 a month. It's different than my Substack subscription. If you would like to subscribe there too, I will be setting up additional things that may be like specific to Kofi members that get released there first, and then onto Substack stuff like that. I'm trying to figure how to grow. I Courtney both. To be honest, like I'm if you can if you have the ability to do both, that would be fantastic because having the Substack membership is really like paid memberships is really important because it helps me become or stay a bestseller. There's now over 150 of you guys on Substack who pay for my work, and I appreciate every single one of you. Like, you don't know how much I appreciate every single one of you because it lets me. Thank you so much, Courtney. You're fucking amazing. Like superstar. I want to have you on a show here soon. I've seen you on with Kat and So, two of my friends, and I just want to hang out and get to know you, pull you on. You're like super awesome. Rock on, Courtney. Um, and you're also rather intelligent, and I love the work you do. So, anyone else too, go subscribe to Courtney. She's in the chat. You can just press on her name and hit subscribe. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from a computer. Just click on her name and hit subscribe to her work. She's awesome. Help her build up her Substack too. I'm only here because other people have helped me get here, and I'm free to admit that. Like, I work with others and we promote and boost each other, and that's how we get bigger each other, or that's how we become a community that is bigger together. And when we help each other, we all grow. And I'm not going to use my money for bigger platforms if they're not willing to do the work that we've asked them to do. Like, what are you doing, guys? Like, Midas Touch, please do the work. Please do the work that you promised us you would do. You're smart. You have fucking amazing legal minds. You're working with some of the best contributors from legacy media and corporate media that used to be there that have huge independent followings. And it's kind of taking a lot of money from the smaller independent networks that on Substack and stuff that would really need the support and could use the support and grow. Oh yeah, Team Oxford, comma, all the fucking way. The best use of a comma. It's the difference between saying some really inappropriate shit and saying some less inappropriate shit. Oxford, comma, all the way. But if you're one of these legal minds and you have a legal practice, say Michael Popak, since you have opened your own legal practice, use it. Fucking use it. Use it. Like, people who pay for legal AF should be demanding that they use it to legal AF the fuck out of these people. Like, they fucked around. They need to find out. The find out phase can happen in real time. Stop letting them off the hook. It's why I keep posting, or why I posted the other day on Substack or yesterday on Substack, whatever it was, is if you see an an alleged ICE officer and they're unwilling to show identification or a warrant of any sort, call 911. That is a kidnapper. That is someone who is impersonating an ICE official. That is illegal. Impersonation of a federal officer is a crime, is a felony. It's also a state level crime. And states need to be fucking holding these people to account real fast in real time. Like, state attorney generals, why are you not suing people? Why are you not suing Les Wexner, whatever his fucking name is? The guy who owns Victoria's Secret. Sue him before he dies to get his testimony about the Epstein files. Why are you people not suing Stephen Miller for hate crimes? Seriously. State level hate crimes can be enforced at the state level. Fucking sue. Use your power as the attorney generals, use your power as governors with your bully pulpit and bully the fuck out of these people. Hold them accountable. They only answer to power, they only answer to authority. If you're weak and do not have authority, they don't care. They're not going to listen. So, Democrats, stop being fucking spineless. Midas Touch, stop being spineless. Do the hard work we asked you and pay you to do. Like, I'm paying you to do work, not just report on what is happening. I pay with the expectation that you guys, as a legal mind, would actually do legal work for us, would represent the US people, but you're fucking not. You're not right now, and it's disappointing as shit. It's disappointing as fuck that we have a legal system that isn't being used to the fullest advantage that we can possibly use it as. I don't have time as a citizen who doesn't understand the law in the way you guys did, because I did not go to law school and I do not have a law degree and I do not know the ins and outs the way y'all do. Fucking sue. But I bet you guys are creative enough to make those pre-formatted lawsuits so that they can be filed. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, Beth, it infuriates me almost as much as I am pissed off about the White House being destroyed right now illegally. I'm almost as pissed at Midas Touch and other groups who have these legal experts who did not immediately sue to stop it before the bulldozer even hit the fucking wall. Why did they not have someone on the ground 24/7 living outside the White House reporting on this? And the second they saw something happening, somebody could have sued, but they didn't. They chose not to. Midas Touch, come on. You have the money and the power to do this, y'all. Like, I'm so sad and disappointed in the cowardice we are seeing from those who keep telling us to be brave. But I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to continue calling this out, because fuck that. Stop obeying. Do what Olga says. Do what Olga Lautman says. Stop obeying authoritarians, period. Fucking fight back with every single thing you have. You, Midas Touch, are the community support network that we are begging for. You are the network that can financially do all the things that us as individuals can't. You are the network who has the money to handle lawsuits at this level. You guys are the network we trust, built on a promise that you would do something and help us. Not just report on the news, but fucking make it. Like, make the news happen by doing the thing. Then you can report on it. Report on it by do it and then talk about it right after, just like Donald Trump does. But actually do the thing. Like, stop just saying you're going to like support us in what we need to do. Stop being a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party on like what they should be doing, and start doing the thing they should be doing, because the Democratic Party will then follow your steps and your actions. You lead, Midas. If you want to remain credible with us and my audience, hopefully my audience anyways, is you need to fucking begin to uphold the promise you made to us. The promise that you would help and do something and be that support and community network that we need to stop the bulldozing of the White House, to stop Stephen Miller's hate crimes, to prosecute and hold accountable Kristi Noem on state level crimes for, busting into people's homes without warrants and filming it and then putting it on the internet without any reason, which is a federal offense, and also state level offenses too. Like, attorneys generals, hold these people fucking accountable in real time. Stop complying. I'm I'm tired of you fucking people telling us to be enraged and telling us to give you money to support you and then not doing anything. That's what the Democratic Party does. That's why their approval rating nationally is like 19% or whatever fucking bullshit. They are less approved of than Donald Trump, who is a fucking fascist dictator. Let that sink in, National Democratic Party. Nobody fucking likes you. Midas touch, don't be them. Don't become them. Force the Democratic Party to do the mission that we are asking them to do by doing it yourself. They'll follow. I know they will, because you talk to these fucking people all the time, and you can convince them that this is what the American people demand of them to do. So fucking demand of it by acting. File the lawsuits. And I'll stop supporting if I have to, because my money can be used elsewhere. Your money can be used elsewhere. Y'all's money can be used to help Banner and Backbone grow. Y'all's money can be used to help Zev Shalev grow, and Ellie Leonard and Melissa Corrigan and Shane Yurick and myself and the Banner and Backbone team and Lawrence Winterman and Dana Dubois and Ryan or Walter Ryan and Jacob Summers. You all can support them instead. Go subscribe to everyone that you see that's linked to my profile. If you see their name show up on my profile or Sick of This Shit publication somewhere on theirs, go subscribe to them. Go help them in some way. For me, a helpful thing is if you're a subscriber on Substack, or even if you're on YouTube and you're watching, or on Twitch today, which is our first stream on Twitch today too, is I've got my Ko-fi link up there. It's SOTS Pub. SOTS Pub is my Ko-fi link. There's a QR code there. I do $5 tips, $5 or more dollar tips if you want, which are single pledges and donations to my publication, or you can do a recurring membership. I have one set up for $10 a month right now. Like, I would love the support. Shane has a Ko-fi set up for the Firebrand project. He's promoting that too. He's making it full time. If you want Banner and Backbone to succeed, if you want Sick of This Shit with Nick, the Sick of This Shit publications, the Sick of This show, my poems, if you want the work I'm doing to succeed, help subscribe to me. You're still going to get the news from Midas Touch. Don't unsubscribe from them. You don't have to unsubscribe from people like that. Nikki, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad I was your first paid sub. That's amazing. That feels really good. Like, I'm a guy out of Arkansas. I started this couple months ago because I lost my job in tech, and instead of becoming super depressed, I wrote poems about it, and people responded really well to my poetry. And I still do poems. You'll still see them come out. I don't do them every day anymore. That was really hard. That got really hard after a while. I wrote like almost 60 or more poems, like straight, almost every day, if not more. And that's a lot. Like, I forced myself to do it sometimes, and I felt like I was overreaching and overdoing. And now I don't do it as often. And I hope my poems are appreciated. I know a lot of you give amazing feedback, so thank you. And I am trying to put a book together of it, which is why it's called Sick of This Shit Publications, because I want to publish a book of my poetry. But I also want to be a place where others can publish from, where others can publish their work from if they want to too, and get full credit for it. I don't want to own your work. Like, I don't care. It's your work. I want you to succeed. Like, But I want my friends to succeed too. That's why we started Banner and Backbone, is to be engaged and actually tell everybody how you can be involved and actually do the steps and do the do. That's why I support my friends at Centered America. I don't have the money right now to be a paid sub with them, but I know a lot of you guys are. Centered America is someone that I work with, and Banner and Backbone work with quite a lot right now. We do a show every Wednesday instead of my normal Sick of This show. On Wednesday mornings, we do a Banner and Backbone show with Centered America every week, and it's great. We love talking to those two guys. And they are building care packages and a support. They're actually doing the thing that we are asking others and demanding others to do that have way bigger platforms than we do. Like, if you're rich and wealthy, if you're, say you're a Democrat and you, or pro democracy, and you have money, Mark Cuban, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey, I'll call you out, brother. Like, you're the Kelsey brothers, you guys both have a lot. Help set up support networks, help support groups like Centered America, because they're actually doing it. They're actually putting out care packages and working on support systems. Help Banner and Backbone grow. Like, we'll take some of your money. I'm not letting you control anything, but you can gladly support us. Like, we're going to remain independent forever. That's what Banner and Backbone and Sick of This Show and Sick of This Shit publications are both all about. Is independent, and we get to say what we want. We get to tell the truth, and we get to be honest. And yeah, and Dean Blundell and Zev Shalev, they're two of my favorites. I'm becoming really good friends with them, and I'm huge fans of what they're doing. The 5 Stack is incredible. If you did not listen to this week's 5 Stack with Zev and Lev going at it about what should be going on, you should go back. I think it was Monday's episode. They had a full on argument with each other in a good way. They had a debate with each other. It was honest, it was emotional, it was hard to listen to at times. They talked over each other, they were rude, they were all of the things that come out during some of the most heated debates, but they were professional to each other in the end. They never violated each other's, they never attacked each other. They only went on ideas. They talked about ideas. They never went after each other on a personal level. You know why? Not just because they're friends, but because they have ethics and morals, because they have a backbone to say what's needed to be said without attacking the personhood of the other person. They went after ideas, but they did it aggressively and assertively in a way that is uncomfortable to a lot of us. Get more comfortable with that, because that is how MAGA and these fascists understand authority. The only way we break them from this cult, from this death cult, this fascist death cult, is to take on, there were unprofessional parts. Absolutely. But they were still aware of attacking ideas and not personhood of each other. And yeah, it was really hard to watch, but we need to be more comfortable with those types of moments, because you're going to have to do them too. Those are going to have to be real life moments for you. If you want to actively break people from a cult that demands authority, and the only thing that they know how to listen to is authority, is sometimes you need to be authoritative over them in the way that they know. And it's really uncomfortable for us to do. I'm actually trying to set up a panel right now for next week to host Zev, Dean, Lev, and some of the Banner and Backbone folks like Melissa Corrigan and Shane Urich to have a big panel on it and continue the discussion, because they were talking about the sit-in and the need for a sit-in and civic engagement in DC itself, and how that can be actively curated, and how that can be actively managed so that people can do that, because there should be 15,000 or more people sitting outside the Capitol buildings every single day with bullhorns on video or and being recorded, talking to senators and congressional members, or just talking and citizen led every single day. The Midas touch, you could do that. You could lead that. Why aren't we? Why are we so afraid of support networks? Why are we so afraid of this idea that, ooh, George Soros might be funding something? Ooh, the mythical left-wing bad guy funding the thing. We're seeing right-wing billionaires fund everything. Right-wing billionaires fund protesters all the time. Why are we so afraid to give people money that they might need so they can exercise their First Amendment right vocally and for us? Like, if someone's willing to be the bullhorn with people behind them, yeah, we should fucking support them. Absolutely. Why are we afraid to have a care networks that were system for them? Why are we afraid to say that somebody might be paid a little bit so that when they're at the protest, they can live? Like, you're giving up time. We live in a capitalistic society. Why is it so bad for capitalism for us but not for them? Like, fuck them. Stop believing right-wing lies. Stop obeying. So we're hitting the top of the hour, and I've gone on uh, almost 50-minute or almost hour-long rant right now about the White House. To recap what has been talked about today, is I've gone on almost an hour-long rant about the White House being destroyed without any approvals or any federal laws being followed around the updates or destruction or improvements to the White House and the area around the White House. They violated at least 3 federal laws, and everyone involved should be held accountable. We also talked about how the representatives should be much more fearful of their jobs than they are now, because it does not require us to wait until the next election to hold special elections for recalls. And finally, the biggest part of this rant was Midas touch. Fucking do better. Do the actions that we have asked you to do and that you said you could do for us. File the lawsuits. File the lawsuits that we need you to file. File them so that the people can have a voice, and do it and certify a class of people for the American citizens, for states, for citizens of a state, for citizens in a district. You guys have the power to help us file lawsuits against people who have abdicated their roles and responsibilities in Congress. And if you are not doing your job and you are sitting on a permanent vacation at home with permanent health care for you and your family, and you were elected to a position, you should be really fearful of your job very soon, because the American people are fucking done, and it does not need to wait another year. We do not need to live under a year of fascism to have elections stolen from us just so that we can placate some false billionaire lie that the American people do not enforce the Constitution, but the government does. No. The American people enforce the rule of law. And when the American people have said enough, you're out. You work for us. We do not work for you. You work for us. So Midas touch, my plea again, because I asked you yesterday and I put it in your subscriber chat. My plea again today is get off your asses and file suits immediately to stop the destruction of our country. Democratic attorney generals, file suits immediately to stop the destruction of our country. You hold those powers. Democratic governors, use your bully pulpit and be a bigger bully than the dumbass in charge. You have that power. They cannot stop you from using your bully pulpit because you are protected by the speech and debate clause. So fucking use it. Use your powers to the fullest advantage because they do for the most nefarious reasons. And I'm tired of being told we need to work and do things and do more. Well, we're giving you our money, Midas Touch, so you can do the work because that's what you said you would do. Because that's who you have. You have the legal minds to do it. So fucking do it. And to end my rant and to end everything is thank you everybody for being here, sticking with me throughout all of this. I appreciate it. I needed this time. And I'm glad you're all here, all 181 of you right now on Substack. We have viewers on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. Please support the network, support me in my work, what I'm doing. I have my Ko-fi link up top if you're already a Substack subscriber and would love to do a tip or a secondary donation. And then for just in general, here's my Sick of This Shit publications on Substack. That's my link to Substack. Please become a free or paid subscriber. I am running a 50% off sale for the month of October until the end of the month, so that anyone who wants to join, 50% off your first year, monthly or annual subscriptions. So just hit that QR code or subscribe on Substack if you're already there. And then final call to action is call your representatives, call your state offices, call your states, do what you need to do if you are in a Democratic state to show your displeasure and show that they can do something more, and tell them what it is you want, which is you want them to find 9 Republicans who will help them unseat Mike Johnson and be willing to switch parties, either to Democrat or independent, and shift the balance of power in America. That is something that could be done. That is something that could easily be done, is Americans can shift the power. Democrats, call your representatives. Folks who live in Thomas Massey's district, Democrat and Republican and independent, call him. Tell him how proud you would be of him for standing up for the Constitution and his oath of office if he denounced Mike Johnson and found not 8 other Republicans to join him and unseat him and then become independents. They don't even have to fucking become Democrats. They just have to shift the power. That's all I'm asking. And we will and if they are willing to do that, then the Democrats must be willing to caucus with them and listen to some of their ideas. Not all of them. You do not have to take all of their ideas, but you have to be willing to listen to some of them because they do have some decent ideas. Thomas Massey is out there working to get the Epstein files out and having a show of force on a big caucus like that. And if the Democrats have power, guess what? They have oversight. And all of this stops. So if you live in a district where your Republican representative is weak, is very likely going to be voted out, you can tell them you'd be willing to support them if they did this and switched parties. I bet you enough Americans doing that will change their minds. So that's my call to action, is if you have a weak, feckless Republican who is in a district that they could lose in, pull them. Show them you care. Tell them that you would be proud of them. Tell them why it would be good. Tell them that you would be proud of them for doing that and that it would represent you and you would be honored for them to do something like that. They need to hear that there's something good that comes out of it, that they're welcome in some way. So give them something, because we only need 9. And final call to action is everyone in the chat, poke at Midas Touch. Tell them to get shit done. Tell them to use the money that we pay them to do the things that we need them to do and file the suits. So thank you, everyone, for being with us today. Thank you for being with me. This has been an incredible rant. and a great chance to interact with some of the folks in the chat, and have a back and forth here on what's going on. And I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. I have a special episode tomorrow of the Sick of This Show with the guys from Centered America, where we're going to be talking about right wing and pipelines and radicalization pipelines. So please come see that. It's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern time. Before I do my book club. So please come check us out, and listen on radicalization pipelines. This will be the second that I've done about this type of movement and how it's impacting the youth, and all the Gen Alpha and Gen Z or whatever all these young kids are these days. Is we need to understand it so that we know what's being done. So again, thanks everyone. Have yourselves a great day. You'll see me here in about half an hour for Knights of the Round Table with Lawrence Winterman and Jacob Summers. A little bit gayer, a little bit more fun, less newsy. And I would love a Gen Z guest. If you want to be a guest, please reach out, and tell me what you'd be interested in discussing, or what they'd be interested in discussing. Yeah, absolutely. Lisa in the audience, like, hell yeah. I would love to have guests, and on the Knights of the Round Table, we haven't had a guest yet, but that might be fun too. So yes, please reach out if you want. I will also, and my contact, I will make sure that you can all contact me right now. DM me is the easiest way on Substack, and let me know why, what you're interested in, how they might be, what they might want to talk about, and I would absolutely consider it. I've gotten Kat and her kids on, or her son on here with his partner, and that was amazing. And I want to have another show with them, on the Sick of the Show and on Banner and Backbone, because we need more younger voices telling us what's actually going on. So we stayed a little bit extra. Thank you guys for this final piece of the conversation. And as always, I'll end the show with, let's stop being sick of this shit, friends, and let's start doing this shit. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for our special episode. Thanks, everyone.